So today we're going to be speaking about Carmelo's adhesives for tiles. And the story about our company is that we've been in the business for about almost 60 years, since 1955. And we started out building blocks, and then we went in and started doing the keystone retaining walls. And then in 2010, we bought a company in Mississippi with the skips, structural concrete insulated panels, and now we're developing more mortars and structural mortars and adhesives. We have a manufacturing plant in Mississippi and also in Puerto Rico. So basically, we've been here since 1955, working with construction products. So we have we're going to be talking today about the adhesive mortars. Basically, one of our main uh, adhesives are these four, and we're going to be talking about where to use each, right, and and what tools to use as well. Okay, and what tiles are there? We should they be used for, right? Um, uh, the TCNA has a tile council of North America, and we also do our standards and installation guides and training and certification and publication through their guides as well. So so that's good to know in the industry, right? And also you also have the standard ANSI as well, the American National Standard Institute, where they also give you some ideas and standards of how to make, let's say, our products as well, and comply with many, let's say, standards out there, as we do with our company as well, with Carmelo. And then you also have the ISO, International Organization Standards, and then again you have processes for quality as well. And and Carmelo is under those ISOs as well. So just to make sure we have the proper quality for each product we make. So let's talk about the tiles. Well, what types of tiles are out there? So there's ceramics. Ceramics have an absorption of about 8 to 12, and so they're called high absorption, product, right? And they're because they're composed of clay, and they come in smaller sizes, and they also have a rounded edge most of the time, right? Um, then you also have the porcelains, where the porcelain tiles have practically no absorption, right? And let's say about 0.5% to a 0%, so that you can call that no absorption. And so this again happens since the low absorption happens due to the composition of the clay, since they tend to be gray or lighter. Okay, and so there with these tiles, you're going to need an adhesive that has higher chemicals, or higher polymers that we can say, and they're very durable and resistant. And usually these types of tiles are bigger in sizes. So what type of trowel should we use, right? We there's so many trowels out there. You can use a 3/8 of an inch V-notch trowels, a quarter-inch notch trowel, and a 3/8 to a quarter-inch notch trowels. And so these how they look, right? And also there's a half-inch notch trowel. So let's take a look at which let's say trowel to use whenever you're using a tile or an adhesive. So what type of trowel to use for tiles, right? Um, So here, if you have, let's say, an impermeable membrane or a mosaic, you can use a 3/16 of an inch V-notch trowel. And for tiles and mosaic, you can use a quarter-inch notch trowel or a 3/8 to a quarter-inch notch trowel, right? Then if you have tiles that are 12 by 12, then you can also use that 3/8 by a quarter inch. So So for large format tiles, those are over, let's say, 14 inches to over 12 inches, 14, they go up to, let's say, 4 feet. Then you use a half-inch notch trowel. And so those other are recommendations for whenever you're using, let's say, different types of trowels out there, and the trowels that you should be using, right? So what are these adhesives composed of, let's say? Uh, and Mainly the tile composition is it's over 55% of it is sand, and 35% is cement, and then 10% is additive polymers and fibers. So a higher quality adhesive will depend on a good aggregate. Carmelo has about four large quarries where we supply our own aggregate and make these good quality adhesives, right? And also mortars as well. So let's start with our basic premium floor and wall 3500. This is a thin set mortar which comes in white and gray, and you can use it on floors and walls, and they come in 50-pound bags, and this bag will cover about 70 square foot if you use a quarter-inch by quarter-inch trowel, right? So these are this mortar is ideally used for tiles, glass with ceramic, absorbent like ceramics, right? Natural stone style terrazzo, as you can see there. So all high absorbent pieces are good with these adhesive, the 3500, right? Then we have the polymer modified professional 5500, um, and we call this a contractor grade adhesive. And again, you can use this in walls and floors, and for low absorption slabs, and then slabs up to let's say tiles up to, let's say, 15 inches. And again, it comes in white or gray, and these are ideal for, let's say, tiles for bathrooms, ceramic tiles, quarry tiles, porcelain, glass listing as well. So wherever you have low absorption tile, then or no absorption tiles, then you can use it with this polymer modified professional 5500 by Carmelo. So an example of these low absorption tiles, you got granite, you got porcelain tiles, also you have glass. Then another step or higher step as you can go is a premium 7500. And again, it's polymer modified thin set mortar. And again, we call this a professional grade contractor for contractors. Uh, the polymer modified dry mortar, you can install it again in walls and floors, and and again, using tiles that have zero absorption, up to let's say 15 inches in length when you have these tiles, right? And again, it'll cover in a quarter-inch, it'll cover 70 square feet. And again, these are ideal for mosaic, marble, prairie slabs, terrazzo, and glass listing. So samples of these zero absorption tiles, you got natural polished stone, marble, crystal and marble, and also granite and marble. And then another better, let's say, adhesive, you got an EcoFlex LFT, it means long format tile 9500. And again, this is another professional grade adhesive, right? And wherever you have these large format tiles, you can apply this adhesive, so it'll really stick to the walls and floors. So here we have made a table of what adhesive to use, again with certain tiles, right? Depending on the material, if it's absorbent or not. So if you have a ceramic tile, or regular tiles that are 6 inch by 6 inch, you can install this with the even the one that's called PISO 2500 or the PP 3500. Okay, and also you can use the professional grade or the premium or the EcoFlex. Then if you're going to go 12 by 12 or 16 by 16, then you have to go to the professional grade, the if it that has it's polymer modified, and and that would be the professional 5500. Then when then using the, let's say, porcelain tiles that have less absorption, then you go to the premium 7500 or the EcoFlex as well. You can use that one. And then if you have tiles that are over 24 inches or greater, right? Or you have granite or you have marble, then you go to the EcoFlex 9500. So this is a pretty neat table to just summarize everything we have mentioned here. So what is the correct installation of tiles? So we're going to be discussing what's correct, right? So first of all, you have to clean the workplace and before you install any adhesive on that substrate, right? It has to be clean. Uh, and let's say you have some certain holes or gaps, right? So you need to fill them out with, let's say, either a mortar, a cementitious mortar, and then use, let's say, an adhesive for the rest, right? For your tile. Okay, so you shouldn't be filling large holes with the adhesive, right? So using the correct adhesive and trowel is very important, right? Application of the adhesive from right to left. You move that trowel a quarter inch by quarter inch. You have to move from left to right, from right to left, or up and down. Okay, so and then also you have to wait for that adhesive to cure at least 24 hours before you can go over it and then put, let's say, your mortars over that, so on the joints. So again, the incorrect way is to make circles with your trowels. That's not good. And later on, we're going to show you some pictures on why. And so the correct way is on the right here, where you just go from left to right or up and down with your trowel. Okay, you have to be, again, perpendicular to the length of that trowel, so that it really sticks to the substrate, let's say, in the tile. Another incorrect way to install a tile is when they do some points with the adhesive, and then they put it on the wall. Usually they do this in bathroom. You see them, right? But then you're going to have problems. It's not going to adhere correctly. The correct way is, again, using from up or down or left or right. Again, this is, you can see here that the length of the tile is perpendicular to the way they applied the mortar. Okay. So here's a video of the correct way to apply the adhesive. Okay. So once you lay the towel, you just move it from left to right, and then that's it. You don't need any rubber mallet or anything. Just do that movement, and it'll work perfectly. So what if I don't do that? So here in the left, you we have the correct way to install the tile, right? They did the line straight, okay, and you can see they banged over the tile, and all they did was damage the tile on the top, but it didn't break to the slab. So here in the middle, you can see this how they did it circularly. They did circle with the trowel, and if you hit it with a, let's say, a hammer on the top of that, it's going to be hollow, so it's going to break. That tile is going to break. Okay. And then on the right, when they do the points with the adhesive, the same thing. You're going to have some areas that are going to be hollow. So if you hit it with a hammer, it's going to break, or will just come out by itself. You know, it won't. So this is the proper coverage of an adhesive, right? With Carmelo, you're going to have like at least 95% of that tile be covered underneath, right? And with ISO, that's very good. That's what they want. So 95% of that mortar with Carmelo and it's going to be stuck to the tile, and you have going to have the best coverage. Here on the right, you see other brands, and you're going to see how it does not cover the tile underneath. And that's when you're going to have problems, and it'll probably be underneath that tile. So incorrect is using a mallet to let's say adjust the tiles whenever you're putting. So don't use that rubber mallet. All you have to do is the way is put it perpendicular to the length of that tile and move it from left to right, and that's it. So let's take a look of that. Why this is very important. So the first thing you do is you make that run of the, let's say you pass your trowel quarter inch by quarter inch from either from up or down or left to right, right? And then you lay on, you can see on the second box here, you lay your slab or tile on it, and then you do the movement from left to right, and you see how it's filling up, and then when you move it to the right, then you're going to get that 95% bearing underneath. So it's really filling that slab underneath. So with Carmelo's adhesive, once you put that square trowel quarter inch by quarter inch, it's the form is going to stay there. See, and when you put your tile, you have that square form that you need. Okay, before see other brands will just sag, and then you won't have that square let's say form that the trowel gave you. So you can see here the difference, right? And again, we also have polymer modified unsanded and sanded grouts. These are used for the joints, okay? And the main thing here is that they resist mold and mildew. Let's say if you have them in the bathroom or pool area, I mean, you could use these uh, polymer modified unsanded grouts. Okay? So when without sand, you can go to joint with about 1/16 to an inch, or up to let's say an eighth of an inch. That's where you're going to use these, and it'll cover about 100 square feet. With a regular quarter inch trowel as well. And let's say whenever you have joints with from let's say an eighth of an inch to three-quarters of an inch, then you're going to need a grout with sand. Okay, so the correct way is to put your, let's say, rubber trowel, right, at 45 degrees, and you pass it over the joint, and that's how you fill that that joint, okay, with these grouts. And the way to take it out is just to put that same rubber, let's say, rubber trowel, put it at 90 degrees, and then just wipe it off, and then pass a rag over it, and then that'll clean the rest of it. And these grouts, they come in a variety of colors. We have about 10, and which are, normal silver gray, charcoal, white, bone, tan, and again, we have these in 25 pounders and 10-pound bags. Here we're going to show you how the towels and the grout are installed. See that the straight lines are made, no circles. Then you put your tile, then you move it. Okay. You put your spacers on. Then you move it from left to right. This side is the correct way to do it. Move it from left to right, and so to make sure that adhesive is fully adhered to the tile and also to the floor. So again, these are all our, let's say, adhesives that we have in Carmelo. They are available to you whenever you call us here at Carmelo to acquire them. So if you have any questions, we can get them right now and we can talk a little bit about the installation. So these adhesives and for tiles and the grouts are available in Puerto Rico and we distribute them to the islands. So if you're interested, you can write us, call us. Here we're located in info@carmelo.com. You can write there. Also, you can learn a little bit about our upcoming webinars at carmeloacademy.com. And also, you can go up to the website. And there we have our catalogs where you can see the different materials we manufacture.